Sounds like a totally different thing.
It does. Welcome back to Go Retire. I'm Elaine and I am retired.
My name is Mike and I am not retired.
So we thought that we would talk about on today's episode a question that we often hear from people. You hear it all the time at work?
I hear this all the time at work. We went out for dinner.
Couple times.
We've been out with people and we get asked this question. I've thought about it lots.
So the question is, how much money do I need to retire?
How much?
I don't know.
It's probably, when you hear that question, you think, well, I certainly need more than I have today, right? Like that's a no-brainer.
Well, if today is 0, then yes, for sure you need more than that.
But it's people think it's millions or tens of millions of dollars. I've seen that on some finance show. Oh, you need 10 million to retire, which is crazy. So there is no one answer.
No, it is not one answer, one specific dollar amount that applies to everybody. So it's individual in every person's situation or every couple's situation, if you're a couple.
You were saying it depends on what what does life look like today, and then what is it going to look like after you retire?
So there's factors to consider when you're working. You could possibly eat out more because or go to more social events. You need a work wardrobe. You use certainly more gas going to and from work. So those are things that possibly in retirement could decrease in the amount of your spending.
If you're retired, then you don't have to pay things like pension contributions or RRSP contributions or payroll taxes. Like you're still going to get taxed on some money, but you don't have to pay those ones. So there are things that you're going to put behind you.
Well, and then there's just your normal living expenses. So travel. We constantly talk about travel. Are you going to travel more? Are you going to travel less? If you are traveling, is it more expensive kind of travel or is it a cheaper kind of travel? These are all factors that can decide what your end number will be.
So you have retired, and so is your life that much? How different is it from the day before? 2 years and 2 months ago. Take out the whole rest of the baloney that's happened over the last couple of years. Is your life that different?
It is different. It is very different to what my working life was.
I thought you were gonna say no.
No, it's completely different because my whole day is opened up to me, whereas before I had.
But money-wise, money-wise, because do you have enough money to retire? Did you have enough money to retire? You retired. Did you have enough?
Well, so far, yeah. But it has helped that you kept working for me. Thanks a lot, buddy. But, okay.
So you said so far, so when's your money going to run out? When do you think? Do you have enough money?
I think I do, but...
You just
time will tell.
Just making up numbers, you see the numbers and dancing in your head and you go...
Not exactly. We went into this, we met with our financial advisor, or my financial advisor at
I self-advise.
He self-advises, but
so
I consulted another person and got other opinions. And
when you self-advise, you're either getting the best advice or the absolute worst.
So anyways, we've run many tools. Mike is constantly using tools, not like tools like that, but like tools on the computer.
I thought you just called me a tool.
Well, it could be true, but anyways, we've taken the information of how much money we currently have, accounted for future growth.
Here's all this money, and we're going to start taking out a little bit every month or every year. It's going to grow.
We
and
also
will that factor in? You know, how will that factor?
We've also done some budgeting too. Like I keep track of our expenditures so that I don't necessarily always use the information, but I have them information available if I wanted to calculate what our monthly expenses are. And like with anybody, we could tighten things up for sure. I do most of the grocery shopping, and I'm pretty sure that when one day you are retired and we go grocery shopping, it'll look very different because I tend to buy things more so than Mike.
So will it look better or worse? Will I
It
want to
depends
buy
on-
like the fancy mustard?
No, I think
Maybe.
I think you'll prevent me from buying things that I like to buy.
Probably. And in place of that, I will want to buy fancy things that you don't want to buy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like jackets and shoes and stuff like that.
Well, that's not grocery shopping.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is no easy answer. What was the original question?
The original question is, how much money do I need to retire?
Your expenditures, things are changing. Things are constantly changing. What's the situation today? It's going to be different tomorrow. Certainly it's going to be different 5 or 10 years from now, or 20 years into retirement. It's going to be different. Inflation is going to happen. Things that you like to do and spend money on today may not be the same
It's true.
down the road.
It's true.
So it's all there's a lot of variables involved.
Well, and we were talking about growth of our investments, but we've just been through and are still in an economic downturn, and our investments have gone down over the last year.
So we're going to talk about that more in a upcoming episode, and but we're going to wrap things up now because we want to go eat breakfast. Yeah.
So did we answer the question?
There's no answer.
There is no answer.
Go ahead. Wrap us up.
So thank you very much for watching this episode of Go Retire. How much money do I need to retire? And the answer is still to be determined.